Now, Kellan, starting with you first of all, you've described Emmett as your inner child, and I just wonder how much you identify with him. Obviously, red eyes and bloodlust aside, hopefully.
Yeah, I grew up with red eyes, and No, I love Emmett. It is the inner Kellan. I grew up with tons of brothers, so I kind of understand the family aspect and how he's very much a big brother. I have younger siblings who I'm still a big brother to. And I love working with kids for my charities, where I like being the big brother. But and again, like I'm very happy-go-lucky. I live kind of a fearless life. I love doing extreme sports and putting myself in dangerous yet well-calculated situations. But again, when you push me the wrong way, I'm gonna kick your ass.
And now, Nikki, I'll take that as a warning. Now, Nikki, how much did you relish the opportunity to explore some of Rosalie's backstory in the Twilight Saga Eclipse?
I mean, I'd been sort of waiting, hoping that we would make it to this movie for that exact reason. I had a blast, but I thought it was like sort of really essential in understanding, I think, the whole family dynamic. I think it really, not just my bit, but also Jasper's bit, where you get to see, both of our backstories, because I think it gives the audience an opportunity to really understand the weight and the depth and the seriousness of what's happened, and that we really, we are a normal family in a lot of ways, but there is a history there, and in my case, like, quite a traumatic one.
And I loved Rosalie's line about having a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
one of my favourites in the film.
It's a bit theatrical.
Now, Emmett comes face to face with Victoria quite early on in the film. I just wondered how much, although it's quite a dangerous situation, how much does Emmett kind of relish that chance to, be involved in some action?
I mean, that's kind of his place within the family. He's the brute force, and it's kind of his vampiric strength is his strength. I mean, he's kind of unstoppable, and that's why he lives that fearless life. He doesn't think anything can take him away or beat him up. So he really enjoys the chase, and it really frustrates him when he didn't get Victoria, and he gets pissed off because it's like, that's just his mission. His goal is to take out the threat.
And how would you say Emmett feels about the alliance with the vampires that the Cullens have to go into in Twilight Eclipse?
The alliance with the vampires or the werewolves?
With the werewolves, yeah. Quite right, thank you.
Yeah, those vampires, we stick together.
I don't think Emmett and Rosalie are really that bothered by it. I think at the end of the day, it's really about the fight.
And the smell. He can't stand the smell, but...
It's loyalty to the family. It's this,
whatever.
protective, instinctual thing that all of us have that you sort of see, especially with Rosalie. Like, at the end of the day, she's willing to put her own issues aside because we're here to protect our family. It's not about, there's nothing, all the petty things sort of go out the window.
And Rosalie as well shows off some impressive fight moves, particularly in the training sequence. How much did you enjoy that physical aspect of your role this time around?
It was amazing. I actually did that. I'm really proud of it. We trained really hard. It was very physically demanding. We spent many hours, many days training for that.
And what would you say are the dynamics between Rosalie and Emmett that make the relationship work so well?
I think it's what we do off screen. We've really built a great backstory and friendship, that we have these inside kind of jokes and pokes at each other or with each other. And again, you don't really get to see too much of our relationship on screen as much as Alice and Jasper. So we kind of do as much as we can.
And there's a very intimate scene between Bella and Rosalie in the Twilight Saga Eclipse. What do you think, what insight does that give us into sort of Rosalie's view on her brother's sweetheart?
I actually think, in having that discussion with Bella, she's sort of, in a sense, going against her family and stepping out on a limb and really connecting with Bella, in that she's telling her to be selfish, think about herself, think about her life, think beyond this love that she has that's so consuming and so powerful and so blinding, and realize that there are consequences to her choices, and some of them are irreversible.
And
Kellan, what have cinemagoers got to look forward to in Twilight Eclipse, and perhaps even newcomers to the series? What do you think they might enjoy about it?
I definitely think the guys are gonna jump on the bandwagon, the ones who haven't already. It's a bigger, more darker movie. kind of sexier, more provocative, and has a lot more action. There's still a romance, but for myself, loving action movies, just seeing the trailer, let alone, got me hooked. So this movie, after seeing it last night for the first time, the guys are really going to love it.
Kellan and Nikki, thanks very much, and
Thank
all the
you.
best with the
Thank you
movie when
very
it opens
much.
in the UK.
Thanks.